Welcome to Real Talk Realtors, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of real estate with a mission to empower and educate realtors like you to build thriving businesses rooted in integrity and community. I'm Laura.
And I'm Amanda. We are two seasoned real estate agents in the Dallas-Fort Worth market. Together, we are dedicated to elevating the real estate industry, making a real positive impact on our communities. Get ready for candid discussions, expert interviews, and a healthy dose of inspiration.
Well, hello, Amanda.
Hi, Laura.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. Good to be back.
Yes.
So today we are going to talk about attraction-based marketing.
Yes.
And this is something that Amanda has used to grow her business. And so I'm going to interview her today and ask her questions about this concept because I actually don't know a lot about it, and I'm excited to learn right along with you guys today about this concept. So Amanda, why don't you start us off with what is attraction-based marketing?
So attraction-based marketing is really just putting out content that is going to attract your ideal audience, your ideal clients. So you're going to post stuff that relates and really just resonates with your ideal clients.
Okay.
And then that way they come seeking to you, and because the stuff that you're posting, it gets those ideal clients to like, know, and trust you.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of spending your time cold calling, door knocking, all these things where you are just busy, having to hustle and do, you're putting out well thought out content that is attracting the clients that you want to work with.
Okay. So essentially, rather than just throwing out anything to see what sticks, we're going to sit and think through our content, think through what we want to post. But how do we find that ideal person that we want to work with? Like, what's the thought process? How do you work through that?
Right. So you have to come up with who your ideal client is.
Mm-hmm.
Who are the people that you really like to work with,
Okay.
like your favorite clients to work with.
Okay.
So you can kind of think of it in terms of, upsizers, downsizers, relocation, first-time home buyers, seniors. But then specifically, again, you really want to kind of get a little bit narrower. So it might be, first-time home buyers, or if you are, military relocation. So kind of really honing in on who are those clients that you really love on and work
Mm-hmm.
with. And typically it's probably somebody who you've worked with before, like you've done first-time home buyers before, you really like it. So then what you would do is just kind of, if you were a first-time home buyer, you want to create this avatar, you want to create your ideal client, just kind of a made-up perfect client. Like if this was the best client you could ever have, like who would it be? What's their age? Where do they work? How many kids do they have? How much money do they make? What do they do for fun? Where, kind of what are their goals? So you literally create this person, and that is your avatar, your ideal client. So your marketing then is going to be geared towards that person. Mm-hmm. So if you specialize in working with first-time home buyers, you're not going to be putting out content for senior citizens,
right?
And so because if you put out all this content, and you try to sell everyone everything, mm-hmm. you're going to just get lost, mm-hmm. right? But if you're putting out content that is geared specifically towards your ideal client, then you're going to start attracting people who are your ideal clients, and that's what they're looking for. Okay. And so you're just feeding them this content that just makes sense to them.
Okay. So I would take some time then to sit down, pen and paper, and just start writing down who I want to work with, or maybe a transaction that went really well in the past.
Yes.
And who was that person? Why
Yes.
did it go so well? Try to really narrow down and pinpoint some of those things. So let's say, just for example, that for me, maybe my ideal client is like a first-time home buyer.
Mhm.
I really like first-time home buyers. I like the energy that they bring. They're a little nervous, but they're excited. They don't really know what to expect. And my position within the brokerage is like educating.
Yes.
I enjoy teaching, and so I think that's why I like first-time home buyers so much.
Yes.
Because I enjoy teaching them the process.
Absolutely.
And helping them through it. I actually don't enjoy as much somebody that knows everything already. I really like holding people's hand. And so for me, so I'd sit down, first time home buyer, probably have kids. So I'd write that down. Probably in their 30s,
Mhm.
maybe early 40s. Relocation is fine, but people who've been here forever is fine. Like, is that okay to have some ambiguity in there, or would you really narrow down relocation or somebody that's lived here forever?
So probably first time home buyer is not going to be a relocation,
Okay.
but it doesn't mean that you're not going to exclude it, right? Like
Mhm.
it doesn't mean you can't help somebody who's relocating, but typically a first time home buyer, is going to be somebody maybe who has lived in the area and now they're finally financially stable to make that purchase. And so yes, so you're going to do some market research actually.
Okay.
And so this market research, what you do is you go back to the clients that you've helped that are in your niche and you're going to interview them. What did they like working about you? What was hard? What would they, wish they would have known? What, if they would have done anything different? Kind of that kind of stuff. So you can
Okay.
really get to know their pain points. And ideally, you want to interview like 3 to 5 people.
Okay. What would you say to the agents that say that they're nervous to make that call to their past clients and have that interview? Like, what would that look like, that phone call?
So you can always, even if you don't want to go start with your clients, in Facebook groups, your mom groups and stuff, you can say, hey, has anybody, a first time home buyer bought a house within the last 12 months and, be willing to give me 15 minutes of your time? You can offer a gift card in lieu of their time. So,
Okay.
That can, but you have to speak to that audience that you're trying to reach because the attraction-based marketing, it is a lot of psychology involved. And so you're getting into the heads of your ideal clients.
Okay.
You really want to know exactly what their pain is, their problem points, and know what is driving them. And so when you start to interview these people, you'll start to find patterns, okay? And so then you take those patterns and you kind of run with it. And, that's how you can kind of create your content.
I like that. That's a good idea. So market research,
Mm-hmm.
do you have like a set list of questions that you ask everybody, or do you just kind of like?
I do,
Just
yes.
okay.
Yeah, so I have questions that I ask them, but it's more, you just kind of conversational. You're really trying to get to know them and their perspective.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so we have our avatar. We know our ideal client. I know that I want to work with first-time home buyers that are in their 30s to 40s that have lived here their whole lives. They're ready to buy their first house. Maybe they have some kids. I've done my market research. I know their pain points. I know what they are wanting to hear and see. Now what do I do?
Okay, so now you get to create your content,
Okay.
right? So your content is going to fall into several different buckets, okay? And the content that you want to create, it's personal lifestyle about you, like your business. It's yes, real estate is about business, but you don't want to just be posting all about your business. You want your clients to be able to know you, like you, and trust you. So part of that is showing who you are.
Okay.
And so you're going to have lifestyle, personal content. You're going to have content that is pain and problem. So what pains are they going through, and how are you going to solve that pain?
Okay.
You're going to have testimonials and then educational. So those are the content buckets that you want to fill. And so within those, then and you kind of space them out, creating your content. That way it is relevant to what your ideal clients are needing. And this is just ongoing. You're constantly building your content and putting it out there. That way, when your potential clients come to your pages, your social media, they come looking you up, they start to realize, you know what you're talking about. You know your job. Like, you are an expert in this area, and you can help me, and so.
I think too, once you know your ideal client, your avatar, and you have done your market research and you know well this person inside and out, aside from just social media, you can also think too, where is my person hanging out?
Yep.
Can I join a club or a mom's group
Yes.
or a gym or something where I can meet more of
Absolutely.
my ideal client? Tell us, first, how did you even hear about this?
Yes.
And then how has it changed your business personally?
So I first heard about it through Jess Leneville. She is the founder of the Listings Lab, and it has just completely changed my mindset about real estate and the real estate game. We are like this profession. It is hustle. Like, if you're hustling, you're grinding, you are putting the hours in. People say, oh, you got into real estate to have a flexible schedule. Yeah, well, you're working 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you are grinding, you are working, trying to get your clients, right? And so this is just really a way for you to take a step back and be able to live your life and not have to feel like you have to grind 24/7. And so, because you are putting out content, evergreen content that is going to be true in, a year from now. So you're having content out there that people are going to be able to see and relate to forever.
Yeah.
As long as there's social media, it's going to be out there for people to research and look at.
Yeah.
So
I love the evergreen.
Yeah.
It's always relevant.
Absolutely.
Well, how long have you been implementing this into your business?
So I've been implementing it about a year.
Okay. And are you seeing any traction yet? I know it takes about a year.
Yep.
For a new pillar or business
Absolutely.
to really take hold. Have you seen any traction from this yet?
Absolutely, yes. And so I am actually getting ready to close on my first YouTube client. And so, so they found me. They were actually thinking about selling their home to Zillow. They reached out to Zillow, and they were actually had a Zillow agent showing them houses, and then they happened to find my YouTube channel, and I did a bit on, should you sell your homes to an iBuyer? And so it gives you the pros and cons of selling your home to an iBuyer, why you should do it or why you should not. And so they kind of started researching me on my social media, and they found out that I have this whole method that I use, my lifestyle approach method. And so it's something that I help busy families make their next move, and so I have a whole process that we go through, and they felt that, I might be able to help them a little bit better than the Zillow client that they had showing them houses. They're a busy family. They have kids in sports. And so, so their house was a little, they needed some direction. And so they needed someone to come in and kind of tell them, what needed to be done. And they have literally been probably like my best clients.
I love that.
They do everything that I ask, they trust me, and they're absolutely amazing, and they put the work in, and we got their house sold in the first weekend, like in this market where houses are sitting 45 days.
Yes. I want to touch really quick on, you said that you help busy families get to their next home. I, just from knowing you, know that that was your life
Yes.
for a while. You
Yeah.
were a busy family. I know you have
Absolutely.
some grown kids now,
Yeah.
and Haley's in high school. She's a senior, but you know that life.
Yep, we've been there.
You-
We've moved. We've relocated with 3 little kids.
Yes.
Like, yes.
And so I think that there's something to that. Picking a client, you know, where you have some really good insight.
Absolutely.
To be able to help them. I probably am not going to pick military families relocating
Right.
upstate. I'm
Neither will
we're not a military family. I don't know that lifestyle. I have empathy for them. But I cannot relate on a personal level. And I don't think I would be able to give them just like the very best, you know,
the
like
service that they would
Right.
deserve.
Correct. But I do know families with young kids. I do know relocating out of state.
Yes.
I've done that. I do know busy families as well and those kind of things. So I think that there's something to picking a group that you can really relate to.
Absolutely. It needs to
and provide-
resonate within you.
Provide some good value
Yes.
to those people.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So to wrap it all up, attraction-based marketing, we are going to pick some clients that we love to work with in the past, or even if you've never had a transaction, you kind of know the people that you like to talk to and hang out with and would like to work with.
Yeah, exactly. If you haven't had a transaction yet, think of, think kind of along the lines, what would you like that transaction to look like? What do you want to be able to help them to?
What are you passionate about?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, go do that market research. Reach out to your friends and family.
So we pick that avatar, we do the market research, we want to know this person inside and out.
Yes.
We know their pain points, what they're looking for. And then we're going to start creating content.
Yep.
We're going to push it out on social media. You said you have YouTube. What other social media channels do you navigate at the same time?
So my focus is YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook.
Okay.
I hopped on TikTok for a hot minute, but I felt
Hopped right back off.
The clientele that was attracting was not my ideal clientele.
So I think that's something else to note is the platform that you're using.
Yes.
You
want to be on the platform where your ideal clients are.
Yeah.
So
okay. So we're going to get on those right platforms, start pushing that content out. And I think it's important to remember anything that we do in this business as it pertains to lead generation takes time.
It does. Absolutely. You have to be patient.
Yep.
And you have to be committed.
So we commit, we post consistently.
Yep.
We're trying to insert ourselves into the lives of the person that we're wanting to market to. So even events, hosting events, being in the area, in those coffee shops or in those neighborhoods or apartment complexes, building those relationships.
Absolutely.
Getting people to know, like, and trust you.
Yeah.
And the leads will start flowing in.
They will.
You'll get a YouTube closing.
And guess what? On that YouTube, so I went back and looked at that video. I literally only had 1 viewer on that video.
And it was this person.
Yeah.
What a great video. Can you imagine?
I know.
Gonna push that out.
Crazy.
Can you pay to promote videos on YouTube?
I think you can actually, but I don't think you need to. I don't know. But yeah.
Do some market research.
Crazy. I will.
All right. Well, you guys have a good week. And
Yes.
we'll catch you on the next one.